Oh, okay, everybody. Welcome to Music Appreciation. This is the summer edition, and today I'm going to go over the syllabi, talk about the class, talk about attendance verification. Oh, by the way, today it is Monday, May the 20th. So just want to make sure we have a time stamp so that you all can have a frame of reference because some of the things I'm going to talk about in particular the attendance verification, the date is really important. So I guess we can start there. If you're not familiar with attendance verification, basically, once class has started, and I'm sure most of us are familiar with it, but just trying to go over the process to remind you that that students are required to respond or to verify that they are actively taking the class. And we do that by a variety of different means. So that made, I think in my case, because this is an online class, I'm going to send an email to you all just asking that you will verify that you are actively in the class, that you're, participating. And so your way of participation would be to just confirm it. Now there are going to be some things this week. We have a couple of things we got to do in terms of I'm going to submit a couple of well, actually a series of lectures for this week over the chapter quizzes that we have. I want to explain that for everybody. If you've gotten or if you've seen the email that I sent out to your Outlook or university account, I kind of go somewhat in detail about that particular how the class is going to be run. But this week, there will be lectures over chapter 1 and chapter 2. There will also be quizzes for to take those chapters on D12. This is not a E-core class. This is over D12. So you need to be able to log into D12. I know some students have reached out to me saying that they're having some issues logging in. Hopefully, we can get that resolved. If not, I've told them, and I will tell everybody else that you can reach out to me via email, university email, Jones ER at Savannah State, which is located right here, Jones ER at Savannah State. If you have issues with accessing the material, but we want to make sure that everybody get off to a wonderful start. That everybody remain in this course. I'm my frame of reference or my perspective about this particular class is yes, this is an online class. I'm really concerned with the balance and the pace of the work, and that you don't feel overwhelmed by the amount of work we're going to do. Okay, so that is a priority of mine to make sure that everybody is able to do the work. So the pacing is going to be, at least in my opinion, it's going to be relative attainable, because this class consists of short quizzes, quick quizzes, which is going to be over the material lectures that you're going to be able to access via YouTube because I'm going to have the link. And I probably what I'm going to do is I'm not going to embed the link into D12, but I'll just have a link where if you go on D12, you can click on it and it takes you to YouTube. I figured everybody watches YouTube. Everybody know how to, everybody know how to navigate YouTube. So we're going to put it on my YouTube page. So that way you say, okay, what is chapter 1? Let me go over the lecture over chapter 1. You can see it. You have the link and you can watch it at your own pace. And then you can take the quiz. And the quiz is going to be in D12, of course. But it'll be a short quiz, usually 5 questions. All but one is 5 questions when it comes to the quiz, and they all look multiple choice. The only one that's not 5 questions is true or false. It's 10 questions. But all of the material, all of the quizzes is going to be on the test. It's going to be a compilation of the quizzes that we're going to take. And I guess I'm getting ahead of myself, but the book is available. It's free. It's a free PDF. So it's really important that everybody can get access D12. If you having issues, you can just email me, and then I will um, basically I can send you the email via send you the book via email. Sorry. Oh yeah, I got ahead of myself. Well, as you can see, my name is Professor Jones. If you just this class is music appreciation. We're gonna run through the syllabi. We're gonna get some things covered, some very important things, so we can get you on your way. This is a rather short semester. It's a mini semester, so I think roughly 4 weeks. And so we're gonna talk about it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna skip over a couple of things. This is some things from the university stuff that we have to put in there. But what's important is the course description. What is this class about? So we're going to talk about music, of course, and then we're going to talk about um, elements of music, things that makes music or the craft of making music and what makes how people respond to music. So that we may divulge in the difference in genres, the difference in styles of music, what make one style different from another style of music, how people come up with concepts for making music, how people write a song. So this will involve looking at the craft of making music, the art of making music, and not per se what they're making. But we probably will go off and talk about certain things and in terms of different artists and some of the things that they may talk about in their music. And I'm really talking from the perspective of vocal music. Although there are a lot of instrumental music, maybe some of you are familiar with different artists that or you listen to music that is instrumental based music such as jazz. Not that all jazz is instrumental, but there are a lot of it is in jazz music and a lot of it is in classical music as well as other art forms. But we're going to look at that. And because this is a rather short semester, I'm not going to be able to get through what I would normally get through in the fall semester. But I think the important part is just understanding the concepts of music. Basic concepts: rhythm, melody, harmony. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that this is not a music theory class. In music theory, we study this thing in depth. It's a very intense, rigorous study of music, how it's put together. With the with the uh goal of creating or training a musician. This is not a class for musicians or a class to train you how to be a musician. This is just a class for people that are what I call the laymen, the people that don't have a particular background in music, but their interest, they've been curious about the craft of it. And so we're going to address that. Now, there are certain attributes of this class that deals with historical nature of music too. Of course, like I said, unfortunately, because we are limited, and I want to make sure that I have the pacing of this class that is attainable or accessible to you. We're not probably going to dive in a lot of that. Now, I do make references to pop culture, what's going on in popular culture, and pop music is basically music that is popular. So rap, hip hop is popular, rock or things of that nature, as opposed to maybe classical music, which is maybe not as popular as that other styles of music. So, yeah, you may hear references about Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef, maybe, a couple of things. Now, some of you guys probably have questions about the online, how this is going to be set up in terms of certain questions about doing discussions. I'm gonna be honest. I never use discussions on D12. Now, I'm not gonna rule it out. That oh yeah, we're not gonna have a discussion panel or whatever. But being that I never used it, I'm somewhat not familiar with the process of creating that. But that could change because of the nature of this particular class. Now, what we are gonna have is you will be able to look at my slide presentations. You have access to those slide presentations. If some of you have read the memo that I sent out, I talk about that. So everything that I'm going to lecture on, you're going to see it. Now, it's important, it's imperative that you know that the presentations are not the entire story. In other words, you don't want to solely rely on those presentations or the presentations to study for the material. You need to download the book. And thankfully, the book is available. The book is available, is free. It's on its PDF form. And so you can download the book on your phone, however you want to download it, print out if I care. I mean, whatever you want to do. And you can use that as that will be your source material. But I do understand that it's important to talk about these things, to expound on the things that the book is talking about. Certain chapters can be a little heavy on the nomenclature when it comes to the terminology of what we're going to talk about. Particularly chapter 3 and 5 is pretty heavy when it comes to that. But the book is available. You need to have the book, and my lectures are a companion of the book. Now, let's talk about a couple of things. I have don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but in terms of accessibility, you can reach me at my email address, joneser@savannahstate.edu. And you can also reach me on D12, provided that you're able to sign into D12. You can reach, which hopefully everybody should be able to do that. But you can reach me via email. Office hours. Well, of course, you're looking at this. This says Kennedy 106, but of course, this is an online class. I do have virtual office hours. I sent that out to you guys too as well, but I'm going to try to stick to the 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock Monday through Friday. There may be some times maybe I may not be available during those times, but I'm going to try to do my best to stick to that just in case if you have a question and try to respond as quickly as promptly as possible so I can field any questions that you may have about the class or any issues that you may have. In terms of phone numbers and all of that, I don't really give that out in terms of the phone number to students. I have done some, but that's not really my process of when it comes to communication. I'm sorry, but if you need to reach out to me, just send me an email, and just because it goes to my phone anyway because it's on the university email, so I have my work email on my phone. Again, this is a 3 credit hour course, and this course, and I'm going to say it's easy. This is a easy class, provided that you just do the work. And like I said, because of the pacing, how we're gonna go, it shouldn't be that hard. You just got to make some time to work on this stuff. I would say half an hour to an hour, and I'm talking about maybe a couple of times during the week. If you got 30 minutes or whatever, hopefully that don't scare anybody. But the tests, like I said, the quizzes are usually five questions. They are going to be timed. But on some of them I do give multiple chances to take it, but it's 5 questions, multiple choice for most of them. All but one of them is 5 questions, multiple choice. The other one is going to be 10 questions, true or false. But if you are looking at the material, you're studying material, you can pretty much ace every test that we have. And also, I some professors have they have you take the quizzes and all of that stuff on a lockdown browser. I don't have that set up. It just basically I'm trusting that you do what you got to do, take the test, do what you need to do. One thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say this is imperative that everybody listen to this. This is really important. When you're taking any quizzes or tests, it's important that you try to take it on a computer. And when you take it on a computer, make sure that you do not open up multiple tabs or browsers or anything like that, or anything that will take you away from the actual quiz or test that you're taking. Because D12, even though it has a somewhat a quote unquote mobile app, is really a computer old school website website, basically. So you need to stay on that. So once the timer, because this will be time quizzes, of course, but the thing is, the quizzes are usually about, we'll say about 7 minutes for a 5 question multiple choice. You just once you start, go ahead and take it and submit it, and don't do anything that will uh, cause a glitch. Okay. Now, if you do have a glitch, reach out to me. We'll talk about it. We can figure that out. But the thing is, just to make things a lot easier, you just need to just, once it's time to take the quiz, move on and submit. Now, it does means that I need to, I guess, address those of you that hope that may not have a computer. I hope everybody have a computer. But if you don't, if you nevertheless, if you need to take it on your phone, take it on your phone, do whatever you can. But even on your phone, don't get off the page or whatever. Just go ahead and take it. But D12 can be sometimes it can be a little glitchy when it comes to taking quizzes or tests. Now, in terms of assignments that we may do, like let's say chapter 1, we have a critical thinking questions. That's okay because that's not time. You're basically gonna submit that stuff through the Dropbox. You're gonna basically just go ahead and just um, answer the questions maybe in the book, and then you just submit the questions via. You can submit questions via screenshot or PDF, or take a picture if you old school. Or if you want to write it down with pen, paper or whatever, take a picture of the answers and then submit it through the Dropbox like that. I'm gonna assume, and maybe I shouldn't assume this, that everybody is familiar with D12. Everybody's familiar with have taken some of the classes, have already taken classes at Savannah State. I hope I'm right. Because it is somewhat, online classes can somewhat be a learning curve if this is your first rodeo. But if it is, let me know. I will do my best to walk you through it and make it as less stressful as possible. So what are we gonna do in this particular class? Well, we're gonna go over the first couple of chapters. I say couple of chapters, but it's not a couple of chapters, but the first 9 chapters of the book. Not all of those chapters we're gonna go over, but we're gonna cover from chapters 1 through 9 of the book. And they seem and these the chapters are really, really short. I'm talking about really, really short. I always call this book is almost like a Reader's Digest of 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 music appreciation. Now, there are some things on this syllabi I will say that you can won't apply to us in terms of attendance policy, right? I mean, this is talking about meeting in person or hybrid. Well, that's not going to apply to us. This is basically the attendance that we have is you doing the work and doing it on time. Now, that does brings me to this attendance verification. We have to have a way to verify that students are actively taking the class. So today, Monday, May the 20th, I will send a questionnaire, and I'm gonna try to do it on D12, but I think just to be safe, I'm gonna send it the way I sent my other material through your university email, so that way you can answer it and send it back to me, and I can get the emails as a response, because I need to do attendance verifications every day until that time has ended, and I have to do it daily by 5 o'clock. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna see if I can share the screen so you can take a look at attendance verification. Oh, actually, I'm not going to share. I think, but this you have so between now and Friday, there will be daily attendance verification. So basically, just saying that it says required each day class meets for all classes. Now that's really dealing with meeting in person, but we're online. But the thing is, if you respond to the attendance verification today, okay, if you responded to today, then you don't have to worry about basically having to come back and trying to do it again tomorrow if you already responded, but you got to respond to it. You got to complete the assignment or the little questionnaire that I'm going to have just to say, okay, I'm in this class, I'm actively participating, we're ready to go. Because if not, you're going to get kicked out of the class if you're not verified. Okay. So make sure that you're doing your due diligence. I know it's online. I know it's, we all are busy. We got things we got to do, but just make sure you make time for this so you don't get kicked out of the class. Okay. Of course, there's a reinstatement period that is the 22nd through the 24th, based on what I'm seeing here. But it's important that um, you do what you have to do in order to get this done. Let me see something. Let's click on to this. So what are we looking at? We're looking at this daily attendance verification of courses by 5 p.m. So that's that. So today I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna send out a questionnaire. I'm gonna email you guys via the university account. So Jones ER, you'll see me emailing you like I did last time, and just say, okay, answer this question. These are, and it's pretty easy. Basically, what is your name? What are you studying? If you are decided your major, and then what type of music you like. Pretty simple, not that hard. Okay. All right. So, one second. Let's do this. Let's go back to the syllabi. Okay. So, in terms of the work, we will have weekly quizzes. Sorry, we have weekly quizzes, and they will be available on D12. And basically, what I'm going to do is there will be 2 short quizzes per week, over 2 chapters, of course. And basically, I do have a um, somewhat of a course schedule. So this week is we're going over the syllabi, which I'm talking about right now. We're going to go over chapter 2 and chapter 1. I put chapter 2 before chapter 1 because rhythm is a concept that most people can understand. It's than melody, but because this is online, you can, I mean, the quiz is going to be available. 2 separate quizzes going to be available, so you could take one or the other, however the sequence or the order you want to take it. It doesn't matter. And so this is a tentative schedule, of course, but this week, chapter 2, chapter 1, rhythm and melody. And it you'll have until this week to Sunday to take it. And then chapter week 2 we'll go over. Now it says melody, but it's gonna be actually it's gonna be chapter 3. And this is one quiz itself, right? And then chapter 6. So chapters 3 and 5 combined together in chapter 6. Um, and so you'll go over that. We're gonna go over that, and then that's gonna be we'll have a quiz to go over that, and then the next week, we may have a continuation um of this, and we may have a continuation of chapter 3 and 5, or review of chapter 6, and there shouldn't be a quiz on that. I may extend the quiz time to the 3rd week or whatever. But it's just going to depends on the pacing. And then chapter week 4 will be chapter 9 will be timbre, and then the final test will be available somewhere around that time, the elements test. Now, this is all subject to change. It may be somewhat, but whenever I post anything in terms of the work, it's going to be available on D12. Okay. So I think what we should do is let's take a look at D12, just kind of walk you through it. And we're going to do a screen share. I got to watch my time. Let's make sure we are. Okay. So, um, office hours, syllabi, tentative schedule, very tentative, I will say that. Um, Textbook, it's all available right here. Download it. You can just, if you don't want to download it, you don't have to, but it's available. It's embedded. So this is the book. You can download that. It's PDF. Um, and then of course, these are a couple of the slide presentations. There will be more that's going to be uploaded to the onto the class or whatever. But then we also have the news. The news is basically what it is. It's news about the classes. It's certain things that is just to the entire class. And this is what I sent to you guys earlier. Okay, so but you have a lot of information. What's important is the textbook. Just a reminder of the office hours. And then this is just basically the slides presentations that I'm gonna lecture on. So you have your own, you can access this if you need to, if you want to, but you're gonna you want to rely on the book in order to answer the questions. Of course, we're gonna go over the quizzes too as well. After the due date. So everybody taking the quiz, we'll go over the quizzes as well. And then you can you know, you can just get an idea, what it is. Now, in terms of, this is important too. You want to make sure that you're notified of the you have notifications. Now, some of us probably already have notifications. So when you click into D12, click on your class, you can go up here and then click on either your name or the your initials, and basically go to notifications. And a couple of things you need to do. You can set up your mobile information. You can set up, give you your mobile number so that way you can get messages whenever something is due. What I like to do is this. I like to go and click on certain things I want to be notified. Some things you're only going to be notified via email. Okay, so content, anything that's created on the content will be here. Anything here, discussions, if we have discussions, will be available on email. But this is the big ones, the Dropbox. This is text messages. I suggest that you have your text messages set up. So when you know that if we assignment is due, you have 2 days, it's 2 days away. So you can get a reminder to take it. And then also your grades, right? Any grades that may be released. Okay. Any news that may be updated or released. You can check on the text messages. And then also, this is a big one, quizzes, and that counts for tests as well. So if you've forgotten that a quiz is due, by Sunday, or the test is due by Sunday, the notification will notify you and say, okay, you got 2 days until this quiz is going to end. The time to take it is going to end. Okay. And that's pretty much it. So if you can go there and set this up if you haven't already, go ahead and do it. If you got questions, just let me know. I'll be glad to help you out, walk you through it. And of course, if we have any, you guys are gonna see from my particular perspective, but you're not gonna be able to see this if you're from your perspective, because I haven't opened up this stuff. But this is where our assignments were gonna be here. So in the assignment that we have that needs to get done, it's going to be in the Dropbox. So you basically, like, critical thinking, basically is 2 questions at the end of the chapter 1, and basically it's critical thinking questions. So it's not just right or wrong answer. It's basically taking the material that you have and answering the questions based on the material that you have read from the actual book. So you have critical thinking that's available. 2 short questions, usually maybe 3. And just, it's like a short answer. So somewhat of a, like, answer, via sentences. I hate to have to say that, but just in case people don't understand how that works. So that'll be available. Of course, it's going to show up on the calendar. It's going to show up here. Notice I don't have anything yet. I haven't even opened the quizzes yet. I want to make sure that everybody get this information first and can have a chance to look at it. I will have the quizzes available and showing up on the calendar, but I want to make sure that we are all, on the same page. So you'll see it there in any critical thinking questions or Dropbox assignments, and also quizzes. Okay. So we have the quizzes, and they're going to be hidden from your eye right now, but I'll start making these available. Well, the ones that on a weekly basis, the ones that are part of the schedule. So I start making it available for you guys to take. But right now, the most important thing that we need to do is we need to make sure I'm going to send out an email with the questions, the questionnaire, that we respond to those questions so we can so you can be counted for verification. So that's going to be the big thing. That's the big thing. But pretty straightforward. What else? I'm just trying to comb through. Okay. Oh, grading. Right. Yes, that's really important, right? We need to know about, what are we how things are graded. Let's see if I want to stay on this particular page. I have to okay, we have to switch. Okay, so let's talk about grades. Go back to the syllabi. The way I grade is pretty simple. It's a point system. Okay, so quizzes are going to usually count 20 points, mostly 20 points. I say 10 to 20, but that just kind of gives me a little bit. If we have a short quiz or something like that, that's less than 5 questions. It may be less than 20 points, but usually 20 points per quiz. Okay. So example, chapter 2, that's a quiz, 20 points. You get 20 points for taking that quiz if you get everything right. If you miss one, you get 80. It's like, I think, average out to 16 points, which is 80% or whatever. But then we also have assignments, and assignments can have a range too. Of course, I usually, this is not extra stone, but 10 to 50 points. Usually assignments are about the same many points as quizzes, usually 20 points. But if there's an assignment that may require a little more, which I highly doubt that, it may be more than 20 points. So there's a range of 10 to 50 points. And then, of course, exams, 75 to 100 points. That's the final test that you guys are going to take. And then also essay papers. Everybody start, what are you talking about? We got to write papers? Well, we're not gonna have an assignment where this is a required thing. But what I put in there, for example, for essay paper is extra credit. Okay. Hopefully nobody will need extra credit, but if you need to do extra credit, I do have assignments that is summary based assignments that's going to be available. So like writing a summary paper over a video that you just watched. So that's going to be available. That's going to be that will become available as we get to that time. We'll see how well the class is doing overall, and if people need to have extra credit, but it will be available, and it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and all of that. The other thing is the last day to drop this particular class is June the 4th. So make sure that, if you feel like, okay, I can't do it, I'm gonna, drop the class. You have until June the 4th to drop it. All right, I'm gonna stop right here because I think this has been long enough, and I hope everybody is off to a great start, having a wonderful summer. Once again, if you need to reach out to me, you can reach out to me via email, joneser at savannahstate.edu. So it's here, so you can find me there. And just let me know if you have any questions about this class. But the first important thing, Monday the 20th, I just need everybody to respond to the email that I'm going to send out to you all, which is the questionnaire for attendance verification. And look forward to, I would say see you guys, but I guess I won't see you. But I look forward to having you guys here for the next couple of weeks, and let's have fun. All right. Bye.